And we're on. Okay.
Do it.
Boom. Wow. Well,
Epstein files released. Oh, so much stuff coming out. Yeah. Psych.
Well, there is and there isn't. So I guess we can get into that. But what a situation. So obviously, like that's what everybody's talking about right now is the files. So
yeah, that's okay. I mean, they just released it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to talk about, or a lot to speculate.
I think maybe before we get into like some of the stuff that we've observed in there is like it's early. There's a lot of people that are sharp and credible and maybe limited bias that are trying to break this stuff down and see what we can make about it, like real journalists, perhaps. There's also 3 million files. So I know that there's people using AI and they're trying to get through all of this to filter out different names, like accusations and different things. But I think the wise thing to do is like be patient. Like people will get through it. They'll put out what's credible, what's not. There's a lot of people like jumping to conclusions of different documents that are in there. And so my advice would be, and the advice we're trying to take, which is just be patient and be logical. Like the Epstein files, it's like any investigation, a police investigation, Department of Justice investigation. It is a conglomeration of evidence. Some evidence is real. Mm-hmm. Some evidence is not. And so this is what people have to understand. Like this, there was a reason that they held them back so long, which is, well, this is going to cause chaos because some of this stuff in here is tip lines. Some of it's fraudulent letters that were received outside of timelines without, verification. So there's a number of things in there that you should be cautious about understanding, like the source or where they came from. But
most people will want to just dig for their particular word, their particular person. And then they're just going to be like, okay, it's here. And we will start pointing fingers and I told you so.
Yeah. Well, and that's happening. So we can get into that. But again, I just caution people to make sure that whatever you're referencing or getting fired up about, that it's real. It has some backing to it because there are a number of different types of information in there. And some are more legitimate than others. Like, for example, maybe like emails directly with Epstein and an individual that have been verified, right, from his server. That's like legitimate. Anonymous tip lines of the FBI, like anybody could have called into those types of things. So I think it's just like be rational. Okay, so wow. Now a lot of people were looking forward to this. Mm-hmm. Let's talk before we get into. A lot of people want to talk about Trump, so we can get into that, but. Ultimately, Trump ran on the platform that we're going to release the files. And you could say, well, they delayed it too long. You could argue, but like...
They're released.
They're released.
So check that box.
Yeah. Now, this is something apparently the Biden administration couldn't do, and now they have done. And I do think there was some waffling between Congress and the president after seeing more of what's in them. Like, oh gosh, this is going to be an S show, right? So... because there's a lot of stuff in there that they can't even prosecute because it's just, it's sort of like
little.
Well, it's little, but it's also like hard to prosecute. Like there's a reason that people haven't been prosecuted, whether the victims won't testify or they're using language that they can't track and convict somebody on, like pizza. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so I think they probably were cautious for that. There's references obviously to like Israel, Mossad, CIA, blackmail operations, horrible things with children, torture, like assault. And like the other thing is it's super dark. Like, is this the kind of stuff I imagine what was going through their mind is like, is this the kind of stuff like this is like satanic ritual stuff. And we're just going to put it out and let people sort through it.
Right. Honestly, like I haven't read any of it. I've just seen scrolls of things. So yes, the one thing that stuck out was pizza, which I told you I remember a pizza scandal
Pizzagate
in New York a few years ago, where it was with like trafficking or stuff. So you wonder if it was related. That was related, maybe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all I've seen is people say, "Oh, we got Trump. We got him. We got him now."
There's that. Yeah. So let's talk about that. So, of course, in our comments and everywhere, they're just like, all right, well, there it is. Like, there's no more questions. Like, Trump's a PDF. Okay. Look, if he is, I'll call it. Like, we'll call it. But then when I looked at some of the references that people have lost, one was a letter that somebody had put in that was deemed fraudulent. It wasn't even the signatures, and it was post dated and all kinds. So that letter is like, but it was evidence in the files where he basically, like, I don't know, like, assaulted a woman, and then she had a baby, and he threw the baby into a river. That's even a stretch for lunatic leftists to believe. And so there's that. And then there was all of these tip line things that, by the way, happened right before the 2020 election. Now, just given what people say about me in our comments, like I am a child abusing PDF, closeted homosexual, right? That would essentially be like, oh, like somebody said it. It must be true.
Right.
So these tip lines, what they're showing is like the claims, but then there's a column next to it showing what the FBI followed up on these, and they were unsubstantiated psychiatric conditions, or no follow up. Like, people wouldn't
get back to them.
Yeah. So we have to take those things with a grain of salt, because the hatred for Trump is huge. Like, even as a leftist, you have to understand, like, the hatred for him is strong. You should understand more than anybody. And they'll say and do anything to get this guy put away. Right. Now, so I think we have to be fair, like, what's real evidence against him and what's not. So certainly he had relationships in these circles. No surprise.
Right. We all knew that. Everybody knew that.
But so far, I personally, like, more stuff might come out. I personally haven't seen anything convincing that Trump was directly involved in any kind of, like, gross stuff.
Yeah.
But there certainly are other people, and there's what do you say, like, themes across this that are pretty disgusting. So for sure, there's, like, trafficking seems pretty obvious that was being done. It seems that there are government organizations at play. There's people like Bill Gates who had emails directly with Epstein about how to deal with his STD and how to get his. He asked, like, is there something I can slip in my wife's drink or food?
So that she has it,
so
and
that
then it looks like she gave it to him.
No, so that she can recover from it without knowing that he gave it to her. Like, wow.
You've done a lot more digging than I have.
Well, this is just stuff that I've heard or seen. Let's see. I'll let you weigh in, and there's a couple of questions I want to look at here.
Well, I was just saying, Bill Gates is nothing new. We knew Bill Gates was part of it. You mentioned Stephen Hawking, which, I mean, feel bad for the guy's genius, but he was in a wheelchair life. So
I heard he was a freak.
I mean,
like, people that are in those circles, like, the rumor is he's kind of a freak.
Well, I mean, whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I mean, it's not crazy. A lot of guys are.
I mean, right. But, like, don't do that with minors and do weird shit like that.
Right.
But who else? Oh, I did see another name that I have followed this guy, and this is surprising. Peter Attia, the health guy. So that's interesting. And I think he had emails directly to Epstein.
Yeah.
But again, so that was an email. We don't know. And I think there was, like, pizza in the word.
Yeah.
In the email.
Right.
So we don't even know what that means.
Right.
So until there's more investigation. However, will there be more investigation on these people?
I don't know. Oh, somebody left there's a couple comments. So Larry left one about Bill Barr, and I don't know. I have to look into that one. So thanks for that.
Oh, Bill Barr was okay.
And then also, like, why Epstein received a non-prosecution agreement. Well, probably he had leverage on somebody.
Yes. Well, that was, to me, that's what this whole Epstein thing is. He blackmailed all of these high-ups.
It's a big honeypotting and blackmail ring scheme. But
they're just preying on people's weaknesses, like this deadly sins of, adultery, pornography, that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Well, the thing, like, one of the questions is, we look at this and there's a lot of gross themes in there, but the DOJ must have felt like the evidence wasn't clear enough, or convictable, meaning like people talking about pizza, we have a crib sheet of kind of knowing what these different terms mean in this demonic circle.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose in a court of law, you'd be like, look, I ordered a 4-year-old pizza.
Right.
I mean, it's a joke. I just wanted some pizza.
Give me your best aged mozzarella.
Yeah. And so it's sick, but like, I imagine like, I want to be fair kind of both sides. Like, I would like to see all these creeps put away or a bullet in their skull if they were guilty of these things. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can't be convicted in the court of law, you can understand why the DOJ wouldn't have put it forward. And also why they kept the files back to some extent, because holy smokes, now everybody's gonna be like, man, there's just no justice. But we have the most, you could say like the most fair justice system in the world, but you have to still be able to prove it in the court of law, right?
I think that's what's going to happen is they won't be able to try any of these people because, like you said, it's all just mumbo jumbo words or we don't really know it. And people will then say the DOJ sucks because they won't prosecute anybody, which we already have that mindset already. Well, so it's just further actually like proof that people can do all these weird things and not be held accountable.
Yeah, that elites and powerful people can do horrific things and no accountability.
So honestly, this is more division. It's just creating more division in our society. Like with everything that's going on, they're just trying to divide us.
Yeah.
But I mean, do they have more papers to come out or is it all out now?
I think there's some more. I think this is the big one though.
And the largest.
Yeah.
Which I was telling you earlier, I feel they did a sloppy job, which maybe they felt rushed to get it out, but like for them not to redact some of the names, or you said how this is going to not all, some type of government workers where like it's a guaranteed job. You're getting pension, all this. So
you mean working in the DOJ?
Working in the government in itself. Like you get a pension, you just have to get so many years, whatever. And
your point is
they're lazy and not giving their full effort. In my opinion.
What your point, like you mean in terms of, because you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, which is that some of the redactions were not properly done.
Correct.
And then I'm not a forensic expert, but I did work in a field that we had to have evidentiary sort of
you had to make sure you covered your ASS.
Yes, you had to have like evidentiary substance to whatever you were doing, right? I forget the term. Anyway, my brain. But nonetheless, like you have to be able to validate that the original document is what it is, and then if you're going to redact it, that it can't be copy pasted and unredacted. So like if you did it in a PDF, if you redact it and then you copy paste that PDF or save it as something new, you can, in some cases, you can unredact it.
See, I didn't know that.
So you have to have a clear forensic trail on how the original document and the redactions so that it can't be reversed. And so apparently a bunch of these documents
were done sloppily.
Yes, they're done sloppily. No,
if that's a word.
No big surprise, because to your point, there are people in all companies, but certainly in the government, that are maybe not as effective at their job at others. And so as important as these documents are, the fact that the redactions weren't being done properly and they're getting unredacted now, these could be victims that didn't want to have their name out. And so there's a reason that we protect victims. And now this is going to get out. And so then you're going to have people contacting these victims. So that's going to be pretty weird as this unfolds. But there's a bunch, there's people like writing scripts and code to take all the files to an unredacted form for the ones that they can do that with. Some of them were redacted properly, of course. So that's going to be wild.
Well, because they're just trying to dig deeper, probably to find more things on Trump, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
yeah.
I mean, guess any big name, when you get in power or have this elite, aura around you, people hate you because you're successful or you look successful. And so, yes, they're trying to make everyone on this list, they're demonizing them, which they've done terrible things, some of them. But I'm just saying, once you have that high status power, everyone wants to go after you.
Right.
This is jealousy. Everyone's jealous of success.
Well, that's true. But I don't know. Like the left is hoping so hard. that there's a smoking gun in here for Trump. They want it so bad. They want it so bad. And look, I feel for you, but I don't see it so far.
I don't know. I mean, that's not a bad mindset because maybe that's what you need to work harder and find your answer.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll find something. I don't know. I don't have the time to read all of that, nor am I really super interested.
there's gonna be people that are running this through AI engines to give summaries and stuff. Like I think we'll get, like, within a pretty short period of time here, we'll get some better analysis. Yeah, somebody mentioned about Elon Musk inquiring about a party with Epstein. That looks like a legitimate, like, he was going to go to a party there, but like,
that's speculation.
I don't know. Does that, well, it's a confirmed email, I think, with him and Epstein.
But I mean, speculation that he did anything,
that he wanted to go to the
terrible.
party to do something weird.
Maybe he wanted to go to meet all these successful people and get better connections.
I think an island that Elon either had a place or frequented was not that far. And so, these elites, they want to go party with other people that are important. And so it's not, to me, crazy that he would want to go to these things. This is before everybody knew he was a creep, maybe, too.
Or Epstein was a creep.
Yeah. Like, maybe not everybody knew this. It's not, so like some people did, but
honestly, I didn't even know about Epstein until he went to jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had other things I had to worry about. Sorry, than someone else's personal life.
Yeah.
But anyway. So yeah, we'll see what comes out of it.
There's another theme in there where Epstein had a bunch of correspondence with a psychologist, a doctor, and they were talking a lot about LGBT and trans, and this doctor was saying, yes, like, we can start essentially doing hormone treatment to children as young as 3 and converting them. And so then some of this had ties into education systems. So I guess Maxwell's mother had ties into the education system. So there's a lot of, like, weird stuff in there in terms of
like psychological warfare,
psychological Marxist type of warfare on the public in terms of indoctrinating the youth into these contagious mindsets. So I don't know. I mean, I want to see that one broken down too. A few people have done takes on it, but again, I want to let the meat cool a little bit. Like, we just took it off the grill. So it's crazy. Like, people in our comments and threads and in our direct messages, I can't tell you, like, this is all people want us to talk about. But we have, like, obviously it's you and I now, but like, we have kids part of the channel. We're not going to have them looking at this stuff. That's
creepy,
completely inappropriate.
All they need to know is, like, there are terrible people out there, and just be careful who you involve yourself with.
Yeah.
And, like, have a gut instinct and react on it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of people.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I see references to Jews, Israel. And I like that theme is, that's probably the most predominant theme in the files, is that there is, I think in terms of, like, what is mentioned, like, the most, Israel's in there a lot.
Would it be Israel specifically, or Mossad? The Mossad.
Well, I don't think they refer to it as Mossad, but yeah.
So the country Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So
it seems that there's definitely, like, a linkage of that being part of the blackmail system.
Yeah. Why would Israel, though?
Power.
Control over.
Power, influence. Yeah. I mean, it's dark, demonic, and wild. However, like, sometimes I like to, this is weird, but I'm going to put myself, like, in the position of Jews who were almost eradicated from the planet. Okay. And all their money and belongings were taken away and almost wiped off the face of the earth. But they're smart, hardworking people. I imagine if I was in there, I'd be like, well, we can't let that happen again. Like, that cannot happen again. So we're going to put in measures in place. And hey, Chad, Jack, like, you're on, like, making sure that never happens again. And I don't want to hear how. Like, I imagine at some point they're like, well, what measures can we go to? And I
honestly, though, that's every government. I think of books I've read on MK Ultra for the US.
Yeah, crazy, right?
So it's not just Israel, but if that's what's highlighted in the files, yes, that's where your eyes are going to go, and you're going to look that up.
Or they've had the most success at this kind of leverage. That could be the case too, because they're smart and well connected with elites. And so they're able to prey on the weaknesses of these people, which is unfortunate. It's like a lot of degenerate behavior. You can prey on that particularly with men.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, a little upsetting.
Well, maybe we wrap it up unless we'll see if there's any questions.
Yeah, anything.
Oh, somebody said here, the research that, I don't know. I'll have to look into this. Like Hitler did research on trans people. Wow.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be weird. So I'll have to look into that. Oh, got some interesting tidbits from the chat today. I appreciate because I'll have to look into a few things. That's like going down the rabbit hole, perhaps. But
I like rabbit holes.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll check that out. I do wonder if like Candace Owens will get into the Epstein files more.
Yeah.
I know she's done a series on it, but like this would be a good rabbit hole for her,
right?
To go and just dig.
Yeah, and somebody like made a comment here. There's all these videos and obviously victims, and so you like something else you and I talked about offline is like why isn't more of that come forward? Is it because the victims don't want to press charges because either they're scared for their life, they're being threatened either personally or their families, or they're not credible? I don't know what the reason is, but you'd think if these horrible things happen, we'd have more
people coming
forward, both in terms of like victims of some of these assaults, but also these government ties. You'd think you'd have moles that come out. I know there's been a couple, but like you think you'd have really credible people that come out and say, okay, like they're in protection and they're going to tell all and flood it out to all independent journalists to know. So,
but this is where I think governments are so big and so powerful that even if victims come out and say something,
mm-hmm.
They'll be wiped out. I have that feeling.
Yeah, perhaps.
I mean, you always like people should just come forward. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's harder than just like.
If there's enough of them, though, like, I don't know.
I would think they're too scared. I think you're held hostage.
I would think
positions.
I would also imagine that if you were subject to this kind of trauma, it's just not something you want to bring up again.
Right.
Like people that go to war, for example, they don't really want to talk about certain things that they experienced. And so, they moved on with their life. They're doing something and they don't want to be stirred up into this again. I could see that being a part of it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
But if this doesn't creep everyone out.
Yes. I agree.
Insane.
But for some reason, people want this information.
Yeah,
well, they want
people
the
darkness. People love the spicy darkness, like weird stuff.
I guess it's like,
but it's
drama.
happening. What's weird that this is actually happening. This isn't like Hostel the movie, right? This is real life.
Yeah. Wait, so how much of it have you read?
Not much.
Okay, where are you reading it?
Between social media and a couple news sources that are breaking down, like here's what we know so far. So some of that. Yeah. Okay. But again, I don't want to make too many claims until more comes out.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we wrap it? I appreciate people chiming in.
This is a hot topic.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So stay tuned. We'll probably cover this probably every week for a while. We're gonna do these a couple times a week, these lives. So stay tuned and thanks for the support. We'll see you.
Peace.